So, welcome back. This is my second video on the Bead Tool software. The first video I did all about how easy it was to use, but this time I'm going to try and explain a little bit more about what it can do in the background. It's going to be a little bit tricky to explain, but I'll do my best. So, imagine, if you will, that you're going to do a large art piece. Most of it's going to be painted on a large canvas, but you're then going to apply a large block of woven beads. So Bead Tool is all about making your own designs for beads, for beadwork. Okay, so my challenge was that I needed a large panel, which I've designed this here, and some of you may recognise this from Berenice, A Constellation of Stars, which I did just a short while ago. And it had to be to the right dimensions in length and width to fit accurately to the painted picture that was already painted on the canvas. So that's a little bit of a challenge. So what did I do to start with? Well, I started doing a little bit of a design. So first of all, I'm going to show you the completed position, okay, where I wanted to get to. And where I wanted to get to is to know how many columns of beads I needed and how many rows of beads I needed to make a piece that was 50 centimetres wide by 60 centimetres high. However, straight away I encountered problems. So what I was doing is I was importing an image of the picture that I wanted to make and started to build in the pattern that I wanted in that panel. But it wasn't quite working out in terms of the dimensions here for the rows and the columns. It wasn't working out at all, in fact. In fact, what I did to test this out was in Adobe, I made a square which was 1000 by 1000 pixels with a resolution of 100 pixels per centimetre. I made a square that was 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and then I imported it into Bead Tool to see what it would do. So, what did it do? Well, it came in as approximately 22.8 by 20.1 centimetres, and that's not strictly true because there's another setting that we need to flex within the tool to get the dimensions right. So what you have to do to get it accurate is this. So first of all, you need to create a duplicate, a new palette. Just copy over the beads, the type of beads, the palette, into a new custom palette and copy it entirely. And create that, and you can see how to do that in the learning that they have on the website. So that's the first thing that you do. Now my pattern I called custom DBL head for the head, and you can see the size of the beads there. That's 2.65 millimeters by 3 millimeters. So the size of the beads isn't the issue in this case in terms of sizing. So the next thing you have to do is to do a piece of your beadwork, say 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 beads, sort of roughly to the normal tension you would use, whether it's on loom or by hand, and then you need to accurately and very accurately measure the width and the height of the piece of work that you've just finished. So this is just a test piece in order to get the dimensions right here. So then you need to take the ratio of the rows by height, and this ratio you're going to put into the tool so that it reformats, rescales what you see on screen, and so you get an accurate result at the end. So you go into Bead Tool Preferences and you find the Pattern tab, and what you're looking for is appearance, bead width in pixels versus bead height in pixels. And there's some drop down tabs at the right hand side where you can select some numbers, and you need to get as close to the ratio that you've calculated between those two numbers. So my ratio was 1.36, and so 15 divided by 11 is approximately 1.36, or as near as I could get. So you might have to do a little bit of maths. So going back to here, if I increase the columns or rows, you can see that it's going to increase by those that ratio, and what I see on the screen is going to be an accurate representation of what I complete in reality. Hopefully you'll agree with me that this has been quite a challenge to try and explain, but what I really wanted to show you was how versatile this tool is. When you know the secret behind this, it means that you can feel comfortable and confident about designing something that's actually going to have to fit into a space, into a piece of artwork, and it really works. It's very, very good. So I've enjoyed using it, and hopefully you will too. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, have understood some of what I've said today, and hope to see you again sometime. Please subscribe, so same time, same place. See you soon.